In this first lesson, we're going to look at countable and uncountable nouns. Now, this is a really important and basic area of English grammar, and I'll show you two key rules to remember for your speaking and writing. But first, let's look at the basics. Now, you probably know already that countable nouns, like apple, can be counted. For example, 1 apple, 2 apples, 3 apples. Whereas uncountable nouns, like milk, can't be counted. So we can't say, for example, 1, 2 or 3 milks. If we want to count milk, we have to say 1 or 2 glasses or bottles of milk. Here are some more examples. Apple, we've seen, is countable. Milk, we've seen, is uncountable. How about book? Well, we can say 1, 2, 3 books, so it must be countable. It's the same with insect. It's countable. Now, bread, on the other hand, is uncountable, and if we want to count it, we would say 1 or 2 slices or loaves of bread. Similarly, information is uncountable. To count it, we would say a piece or 2 pieces of information. Finally, money is uncountable. Now, there are some words which can be both countable and uncountable, and we'll look at those words later on in this lesson. For now, let's turn to key rule number 1, and this rule concerns the use of a or an, or the indefinite article. The rule is that a or an can only be used with countables and not with uncountables. For example, we can say an apple, a book, an insect. We can't say a milk, a bread, an information, or a money. That's rule number 1. Key rule number 2, and this concerns the use of plurals. The rule is that, again, plurals can only be used with countables. For example, apples, books, insects. We can't say milks, breads, informations, or monies. So those are the 2 rules. Let's summarize what we have so far. Countables can count, uncountables can't count. Countables can use a or an, uncountables can't use a or an, and countables finally can use plurals, can't use plurals in uncountables. Now, I said earlier that some nouns can be both countable and uncountable, and I've prepared a list of those nouns in the PDF which you can download. Examples are coffee, would you like a coffee, or I love coffee on the uncountable side. Also on the PDF are 2 other columns, words which are strictly countable and words which are strictly uncountable. So that's the end of this lesson. Join me in part 2 for the practice exercises, and in the lesson after this, we're going to look at the super important area of articles in English. So, a, an, the, and zero article.